Hello friends, welcome back to Shane and me. Peter Rabbit, Chapter 20. Little Miss Fuzzytail whispers yes. Love is a beautiful, wonderful thing. There's nothing quite like it on all the green earth. This love in the heart teaches birdies to sing and gives a wide world all its joy and its mirth. Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit was finding this out. Always he had been happy, for happiness had been born in him. But the happiness he had known before was nothing to the happiness that was his when he found that he loved little Miss Fuzzytail and that little Miss Fuzzytail loved him. Peter was sure that she did love him, although she wouldn't say so. But love doesn't need words, and Peter had seen it shining in the two soft, gentle eyes of little Miss Fuzzytail. So Peter was happy in spite of the trouble that old Jed Thumper, the big grey rabbit, who was the father of little Miss Fuzzytail, had made for him in the old pasture. He had tried very hard indeed, to get little Miss Fuzzytail to go back with him to the dear old briar patch on the green meadows. But in spite of all he could say, she couldn't make up her mind to leave the old pasture, which, had been her home ever since she was born. And Peter couldn't make up his mind to go back there and leave her, because why? Because he loved her so much that he felt that he could never be happy without her. Then when old Jed Thumper was hunting Peter so hardly that he hardly had a chance to eat or sleep, had come Old Man Coyote the wolf and given old Jed Thumper such a fright that for a week he didn't dare poke so much as his nose out of his bullbriar castle. Now, although Old Man Coyote didn't know it, his terrible voice had frightened little Miss Fuzzytail almost as much as it had old Jed Thumper. You see, she never had heard it before. She didn't even know what it was, and all that night she had couched in her most secret hiding place, shivering and shaking with fright. The next morning, Peter had found her there. She hadn't slept a wink, and she was still too frightened to even go look for her breakfast. "Oh, Peter Rabbit, did you hear that terrible noise last night?" she cried. "What noise?" asked Peter, just as if he didn't know anything about it. "Why, that terrible voice!" cried little Miss Fuzzytail, and shivered at the thought of it. "What was it like?" asked Peter. "Oh, I can't tell you," said little Miss Fuzzytail. "It wasn't like anything I ever had heard before. It was something like the voice of Hooty the Owl and the voice of Dippy the Loon and the voice of a little yelping dog all in one, and it was just terrible." "Oh," replied Peter, "you must mean the voice of my friend Old Man Coyote. He came up here last night just to do me a good turn, because I once did him a good turn." Then he told all about how Old Man Coyote had come to the Green Meadows to live, and how he was smarter than even old Granny Fox. But he didn't tell her how he himself had once been frightened almost out of a year's growth by that terrible voice, or that it was because he hadn't really believed that Old Man Coyote was his friend that had led him to leave the old briar patch and come up to the old pasture. Is Izzy fond of rabbits?" asked little Miss Fuzzytail. Peter was quite sure that he was. "And do you think he'll come up here hunting again?" she asked. Peter didn't know, but he suspected that he would. "Oh dear," wailed little Miss Fuzzytail. Now I never will feel safe again. Then Peter had a happy thought. I tell you what, said he. The safest place in the world for you and me is my dear old briar patch. Won't you go there now? Little Miss Fuzzytail sighed and dropped a tear or two. Then she nestled up close to Peter. Yes, she whispered. 21. Peter and Little Miss Fuzzytail leave the old pasture. A danger past is a danger past, so why not just forget it? Watch out instead for the one ahead until you have safely met it. Peter Rabbit. As soon as Little Miss Fuzzytail had agreed to go with him to make her home in the dear old briar patch down on the Green Meadows, Peter Rabbit fairly boiled over with impatience to start. He had so much trouble in the old pasture that he was afraid if they waited too long, Little Miss Fuzzytail might change her mind. And if she should do that, well, Peter didn't know what he would do. But Peter, who always had been so happy-go-lucky, with no one to think about but himself, now felt for the first time responsibility. That's a big word, but it is a word that everybody has to learn the meaning of sometime. Johnny Chuck learned it when he made a home for Polly Chuck in Farmer Brown's orchard and tried to keep it a secret so that no harm would come to Polly. It means taking care of other people or other people's things and feeling that you must take even greater care than you would of yourself or your own things. So, while Peter himself would have been willing to take chances, I might even have made the journey down to the dear old briar patch in broad daylight, he felt that wouldn't do at all for little Miss Fuzzytail, that he must avoid every possible chance of danger for her. So Peter waited for a dark night, not too dark, but a night when there was no moon to make great patches of light, but only the kindly little stars looking down and twinkling in the friendly way they have. At last there was just such a night. All the afternoon little Miss Fuzzytail went about in the old pasture saying goodbye to her friends and visiting each one of her favorite little paths and hiding places. And I suspect that in each one she dropped a tear or two, for you see she felt sure that she never would see them again, although Peter had promised that he would bring her back to the old pasture for a visit whenever she wanted to come. At last it was time to start. Peter led the way. Very big and brave and strong and important he felt, and very timid and frightened felt little Miss Fuzzytail hopping after him close at his heels. You see, she felt that she was going out into the great world of which she knew nothing at all. Oh, Peter, she whispered, supposing we should meet Reddy Fox, I wouldn't know where to run or hide. We are not going to meet Reddy Fox, replied Peter. But if we should, all you have to do is to just keep your eyes on the white patch on the seat of my trousers and follow me. I have fooled Reddy so many times that I am not afraid of him. Never in all his life had Peter been so watchful and careful. That was because he felt his responsibility. Every few jumps he would stop to sit up and look and listen. Then little Miss Fuzzytail would nestle up close to him, and Peter's heart would swell with happiness, and he would feel oh so proud and important. Once they heard the sharp bark of Reddy Fox, but it was a long way off, and Peter smiled, for he knew that Reddy was hunting on the edge of the green forest. Once a dim shadow swept across the meadow grass ahead of them, Peter dropped flat in the grass and kept perfectly still, and little Miss Fuzzytail did just as he did, as she had promised she would. Wow, what was it? She whispered. I think it was Hooty the Owl, Peter whispered back, but he didn't see us. After what seemed like a long, long time, they heard Hootie's fierce hunting call. But it came from way back of them on the edge of the old pasture. Peter hopped to his feet. "Come on," said he. "There's nothing to fear from him now." So slowly and watchfully Peter led the way down across the green meadows, while the little stars looked down and twinkled in the most friendly way. And just as jolly round red Mr. Sun started to kick off his bedclothes behind the purple hills, they reached the dear old briar patch. "Here we are!" cried Peter. "Oh, I'm so glad!" cried little Miss Fuzzytail, hopping along one of Peter's private little paths. Chapter 22. Sammy Jay becomes curious. Learn all you can about others, but keep your own affairs to yourself. Peter Rabbit. Of course, it was Sammy Jay who first found out that Peter Rabbit was back in the dear old briar patch. Sammy took it into his head to fly over there the very morning of Peter's homecoming. Indeed, little Miss Fuzzytail hadn't had time to half see the dear old briar patch, which was to be her new home. When Peter saw Sammy Jay coming, Peter was not quite ready to have all the world know that there was a Mrs. Peter, for of course, that was what little Miss Fuzzytail was now, that she had come to make her home with Peter. They wanted to keep by themselves for a little while and just be happy with each other. So as soon as Peter saw Sammy Jay headed towards the old briar patch, he hid little Miss Fuzzytail under the thickest sweet briar bush and then hurried out to the nearest sweet clover patch. Of course, Sammy Jay saw him right away, and of course, Sammy was very much surprised. "Hello, Peter Rabbit. Where do you come from?" he shouted as he settled himself comfortably in a little poplar tree growing on the edge of the old briar patch. "Oh," said Peter with a very grand air, "I've been on a long journey to see the great world." "Which means," said Sammy Jay with a chuckle, "that you have been in the old pasture all this time, and let me tell you, Peter Rabbit, the old pasture is a very small part of the great world. By the way, Tommy Tit the chickadee was down here the other day and told us all about you. He said that you had fallen in love with the little Miss Fuzzytail, and he guessed that you were going to make your home up there." "What's the matter? Did a father, old Jit Thumper, drive you out?" "No, he didn't," snapped Peter angrily. "It's none of your business what I came home for, Sammy Jay, but I'll tell you just the same. I came home because I wanted to." Sammy chuckled, for he dearly loves to tease Peter and make him angry. Then the imp of mischiefs, who seems always to live just under that smart cap of Sammy's, prompted him to ask, "Did you come home alone?" Now Peter couldn't say yes, for that would be an untruth, and whatever faults Peter may have, he is at least truthful. So he just pretended not to have heard Sammy's question. Now, when Sammy had asked the question, he had thought nothing about it. It had just popped into his head by way of something to say. But Sammy Jay is sharp, and he noticed right away that Peter didn't answer, but began to talk about other things. "Ha ha," thought Sammy to himself. "I believe he didn't come alone. I wonder now if he had brought Miss Fuzzytail with him." Right away, Sammy began to peer down into the old briar patch, twisting and turning so that he could see in every direction, and all the time talking as fast as his tongue could go. 2 or 3 times he flew out over the old briar patch, pretending to try to catch moths, but really so that he could look down into certain hiding places. The last time that he did this, he spied little Mrs. Peter, who was, Miss Fuzzytail. At once, Sammy Jay started for the green forest, screaming at the top of his voice, "Peter Rabbit's married! Peter Rabbit's married!"